What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Gaming Chair, your weekly dose of video game news and hilarity. I'm one of your hosts, Matt Altmans. Alongside of me is Austin Smith. Unfortunately, as you probably notice, Jared is not here. He he's out to poop. The burrito hit differently for him, so so he will not be joining us this evening. However, Austin and I will still try to bring you up to date with some current news, some things that's happening this week, new releases, all the fun stuff that you've come to expect from us. So, without any further ado, let's talk about games we've been playing this week. Austin.
Outside the obvious of Warzone, been kind of, I know, shocker.
Right.
It's always the surprise pick. It's always a surprise pick.
Surprise pick for sure.
I've been torturing myself with Warhammer 2. I've been trying legendary difficulty with one of the campaigns, and it's been torture. It's horrible.
It's been torture. It's been rough.
I've probably had to restart it probably 5 to 10 times easy, if not more.
Really?
It gets to a point because what CA does to make it harder, one of the things they do is they basically give the computer cheats.
Really?
Yeah, they get better stat boosts, they get more income, stuff like that. So like they can, before you know it, if you take it too slow, because you gotta take it slow to an extent, but if you take it too slow, you could have like 6 or 7 armies like full stacks breathing down your neck, and you got like one. So you're just like, no, please.
Right. That's kind of what would happen when we got playing like StarCraft 2. It's like you kind of have a certain pace you do have to keep up with.
Yeah.
So it's like,
otherwise you're boned.
Because otherwise it's just, it happens so fast. Yeah. And so it's like, whoa.
Right? No,
don't attack me yet. I'm still building up my shit.
It does get stressful. Like some of the YouTubers I watch, specifically like Legend of Total War, watching him play it, he makes it so it looks so easy. And
of course,
having sat there and did kind of like, I always playing like very hard, and so it's like still a little bit of a challenge, but like watching him do it, he makes it look so easy. You're like, oh fuck, I could do that.
That's what happens.
Yeah,
is you get watching like these big like YouTubers, and a lot of times you just completely forget that they post their highlights of the day. Well, what you don't see is like the 8 hours of them streaming clips of doing nothing worthwhile.
But you do see that with him, because 6 days a week.
Okay.
6 days a week, like 10 hours at a time, he streams his campaign. So he'll sit there and bullshit with people, take questions, and play through different campaigns. So you do see that, like, but he's been doing that for like the last like 4 or 5 years, at least.
Oh, okay. So I guess like, my hypothesis only goes with first-person shooters then.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous, because he'll even his like down, because he just knows it. He like knows exactly what is going to happen, what he needs to be at certain points, what the stuff he needs to look for. He's definitely put in the hours to make it look easy. But
yeah.
I guess other than torturing myself with that, what else have I been playing? Started a little Minecraft, because Tim, he started up a server, and I just kind of hopped in there just to
jump in.
Yeah, get my feet wet with that.
Nice.
But
nice.
And then kind of was another game to kind of torture myself was doing it's called Fish Feed and Grow. It's, you basically, depending on what you want to do, there's like a survival mode, so you start out as like a little baby fish.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
Yeah, and you gotta eat and kill little things and progressively get bigger. But again, it's kind of torturous in a way, because if you're focusing hard on killing a little fish, a lot bigger fish will just out of nowhere like swoop in and grab you, and you gotta like start from scratch again. It's just like,
there's always a bigger fish.
that's the thought that's going through my head as I'm like swimming around. There's always a bigger one.
Right.
But what else? I think that's kind of does it for me. What about yourself?
Yeah. Well, myself, I've only been playing a little bit of Call of Duty this week. Just a little bit. We hopped on the other night and got pretty close to some good games. mostly what I've been playing Burnout Paradise. I've finally kicked the dust off the Switch and had that continuously going for some time.
Make sure it still works.
Right? Yeah. After we watched the gameplay for Star Wars Squadron, I really wanted to play like a space game, like a space flight game. So I loaded back up in Elite Dangerous and have been mining everything. They changed up some of the like demand for some of the higher end items. So kind of just been mining
the grind.
Yeah, like those little like cold diamonds they are there. Like just been going through the process. The easy way to make money in that game. The easy way to make money is mining supplies and then going through your ships and through the Aspen, then Python, and getting up to that point, all that.
Fun.
Yeah. Well, otherwise that's pretty much all I've been playing. But it has been that.
Actually, did get my first victory in Warzone the other night
with
Pat. Yeah, with Pat and
okay.
Dubé.
Okay.
Yeah. I was playing with them, and we finally squeezed out my first victory, and I was just like,
nice.
This is what this feels like.
This is what it's like on this helicopter. Oh, it looks so good. My name at the end.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Call of Duty and gaming, of course, because that's what we talk about.
We talk about gaming. What?
Right?
Jesus.
This is a gaming podcast. Oh my god!
New news to me. Like
right. As everyone's probably aware of now or have heard, the streaming service Mixer has shut down. If you're not on it, you typically have heard the name Shroud and Ninja. They're very top tier streamers. Mixer paid them to come over to their platform from Twitch. They announced they're going to be closing. A lot of people called it like ahead of time, like it just doesn't have the following that Twitch does, which actually, crazy fact, just happened today. Dr. Disrespect got banned.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, he got banned. I don't think as of right now, I don't think he's released anything on Twitter or his YouTube about what happened. There's a lot of skepticism as potentially what happened, like some legal troubles he's in outside of gaming, and it just affects the terms of their agreement that he has with Twitch.
Yeah.
As most people know, he was banned already last year the first time for streaming some content or streaming something in the bathroom at a Twitch event. So he got banned for a period of time. You know, he's had some stuff going on outside of, but it'll be interesting if what the reason is as to why he was perma-banned today. So
I heard some of that speculation was like had to do with like the affair he had, something kind of around that, like the whole and this isn't for me to belittle it, but like the whole Me Too movement, he might be caught up in some similar situation with some speculation.
That's fair. Well, I mean, he's got 4 million followers. That's a large group of people that will, and he's got a pretty hardcore following. He doesn't quite have like a Shroud hardcore following. Well, he has a pretty hardcore following.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people will listen like to like things that'll say like he'll take like he's a voice of a large amount of people.
Yeah.
And so his opinion actually holds sway. But anyway, so it'll be interesting if he like Twitch permanently keeps him off, or he goes to YouTube gaming or Facebook gaming, which is Mixer was bought out Microsoft, and it's going to be transitioning into Facebook gaming. To get back to the story, to the news, I just wanted to interject in there because that happened today. I was like, oh shit.
Well, I mean, and it's relevant too because I'm sure Twitch probably had more of the balls to do that move to ban him permanently with the Shroud and Ninja potentially coming back to the platform, because I don't think they've officially announced where they're going.
Well, no, I mean
primarily
Ninja got like that $30 million buyout for it.
Something like that.
the $10 million buyout, and he only was under contract for like 6 or 8 months. I'm like, that's a deal.
Ridiculous amount of money.
Right? I'll take that any day. I'll work for 8 months and take 10 mil. I'll
Right?
be okay with that.
Twist my nipples. Jesus.
Right? Yeah, no kidding. I was like, oh, okay.
That's ridiculous. But I mean, I'm not surprised. I think I may have went on Mixer once or twice.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah. It just doesn't. They didn't have the momentum. I mean, I understand they were trying to buy the big names to get over there, but I don't know. It's not Twitch. It's not. Twitch is like, it's the streaming platform. It is what it is. It's too bad because I think Mixer might have had the bones for it. It had a big enough company behind it. Like,
I think they probably tried to go too quick. I think, and had too high of expectations.
That's fair.
Because if you look at Twitch, they got where they were, and maybe you just can't do it this day and age, but they got where they were over the course of years.
Well, yeah, but I think Twitch also happened is because there wasn't really anything out yet for streamers. Now everybody and their grandmother wants to be a streamer, which is fine, not belittling that also in any way, but I think it's a hard thing to break out into unless you have something that completely sets you apart. And I think they were trying to do that with picking up Shrouded Ninja, signing them under contract, because they're definitely bringing over their 30,000-40,000 consistently viewers to it.
True.
But
you need, I think you need more than that. Like,
it's a good definitely start, do. You definitely do. I think what they didn't take into account was the other 1,000 of people streaming the same game. Like, you might have one person taking up 40% of the viewership on that certain game.
Yeah.
But there's still another 60% there.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know.
I mean, it was a bold strategy, but I guess I wish I kind of had that money to throw around to.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, and they're bought out. Like, Facebook's got, so they're going to be going to July 22nd. They're officially closing, which kind of sucks for people that, like, it was like their full-time job on Mixer, like, took time to build up the followers. I feel terrible for those people, because they're just kind of like,
hopefully they can transition to like Twitch.
Yeah, well, yeah,
if they got the following already.
Yeah, either you can go back to Twitch. There's YouTube Gaming. So Microsoft bought it out, and it's gonna be linked through Facebook Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they're working tirelessly over the next month to the 22nd to transition all Twitch affiliates, partners, things like that over to Facebook Gaming. So all your followers will be able to watch you on that. Hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be as seamlessly as they think it's going to be.
Probably not. Yeah. Nothing really ever goes that seamless.
Well, no.
So,
but it's an interesting move. They said they want to move to Facebook to allow a broader, like a broader audience for people to view, which makes sense. And Facebook has like an insane amount of resources. They've seen nothing but growth.
True.
As well. Like, everyone just uses Facebook, so although not a lot of people use it for Facebook Gaming. Like, I don't think Facebook Gaming's taken that seriously yet. And I say seriously, not that. Yeah, and I say taken seriously, not to the point of where if you do it, you're not trying as hard as people. I don't mean that in any way. I just mean most people, when they think of streamers, they think of Twitch. That's just how it is, and that's why Twitch has been successful. That's just how it is. I think Facebook Gaming is a great platform to stream on. You get I feel like the engagement, you have opportunities for way more engagement.
On Facebook?
Yeah, using Facebook Gaming. Like, there's so many other things you can do. I think Twitch is set up, tailored for streamers. So obviously it has its own set of pros over what you can do in Facebook Gaming. I think Facebook's Gaming's Level Up program is interesting, and it'll be nice for people that were partners or affiliates to be able to just transfer over all of over to the Level Up program. And I think they said, let me check my notes. They said if you had any like a balance on Mixer, they're just giving it to you in Xbox credits, Xbox Live credit.
That's something.
And
except for if you don't have Xbox Live.
Well, exactly. Like, I was like, well, literally, they wrote that, or they said that, and I immediately was like, well, what happens? What about PlayStation players?
Right.
like what? I was like, you know how mad I'd be? Like, I mean, I don't think I would never have like an account on a streaming platform just like fully loaded up with cash ready to donate.
No.
But it, I was just like, I immediately was like, well, what happens with PlayStation players? Like, could you imagine like having a PlayStation, you get like a $200 Xbox Live gift card? Like, the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Like,
I mean, unless I guess because there are those sites like what is it, like G2A and Kingwin and stuff like that. So maybe they could get like an Xbox card and then turn around and maybe sell it there, because that'd be the only thing I could think of for those people. But yeah, it'd still be like one of those things to be like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Well, yeah. So pro tip, after July 22nd, hit up those sites. There's probably people looking to pawn off their Xbox Live cards on the cheap.
You heard it here first.
right. So yeah, after July 22nd, everything will be redirected to Facebook Gaming. And this was a strategic move on Microsoft's part, apparently, for their XCloud service. They have a vision to connect to the billions of people on Facebook, like 2 billion gamers, to literally just watch what a person is streaming and just click on the game and start playing it themselves. It's kind of how like what Stadia had envisioned.
Yeah.
But a little bit, I mean, I'm assuming they're hoping more seamlessly.
Yeah, that'd be interesting if they could make that work.
Yeah, literally. I think Facebook has the reach to do something like that. They definitely have the connection to connect to streamers along with everyone else. They better get them servers ready. They better get them ready, because I'm not going to sit there and wait 25 minutes for a game to load just so I can play it. I'll tell you right now, I am not that patient.
Like, no, one, your average person isn't. Just, I know from my work, like, IT support, it's, those people have, nothing against them, because it's just the way the things are going right now with technology. The faster technology's got, the less patience people have had.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, I think we joked about it before in the show, like, back on dial-up internet, you would click sign in, walk away for 10, 15 minutes, come back. People nowadays,
well, yeah,
they would be calling in.
Yeah, and that's yes, and that's exactly it.
2 minutes to get in. What the?
No, I'm seriously like, if I get one little rotation of the loading circle, I'm like, oh, you motherfucker! Like,
I mean, I find myself doing it too. So it's like, I can't rag on people too much. It's just you get used to a certain thing, and when it doesn't do it that way, you're just like,
right?
What?
I'm like, would I pay a month in internet? This bitch better like read my mind. What site I want to go to?
I was to say, I mean, I know when I first got like my internet provider, like I was, paying for the gigabyte download. So like I'm running speed tests, and it's like 400 megabytes, which is like 8 times faster than what I had beforehand. But I'm just still like 400. What? Right. This is uncalled for.
I know, right? I remember like when I had like 1.5 megabytes, and then every time now when my internet dips below like 600, I'm like, the fuck? Like, what kind of third world internet am I living in? It's terrible. It's terrible, but it is what it is. Like, I've learned to deal with it. I ain't trying to change myself. But
the struggles, first world problems, I tell you what.
Well, yeah, it takes like what, 10 seconds for you to put a disc in and load up the game on the console. No,
you gotta download it now,
right? Yeah, okay,
that's fair. Console, even
that's
with
fair.
Disc.
Whether you have the disc or not, they're like, no, I don't give a shit if you bought the physical disc. You're still installing a 40 gigabyte game, and a ton of updates too in the process just to get you going. Yeah,
the Call of Duty nightmares, hell.
Oh,
when that first came around, oh, you got this 90 gigabyte update. Well, here's a 30 going behind that. Oh, don't forget about this 10 and 21.
Dude, yeah, I'm terrified every time I open it up. Like, I have all these like stupid little like 200 megabyte updates. I'm like, oh, thank God. Like,
right. Where it's one of these times it says a G instead of instead of M.
Right. No. Because I've gotten really used to it being on my solid state drive. I want to load in to those pre-game lobbies super fast
before they start
for no reason in particular. Yeah,
right.
That's why it was especially dumb when they took out like killing in the pregame lobbies. Like, well, not take it out, but you know, whatever little, yeah, whatever voodoo magic you had to pick to find the ones you could kill or not, the 10% available for you to kill.
Unload 2 clips into a guy, all of a sudden he turns around, smacks you in the head, and it's like dead. Like,
it does. You're what? Like, oh, okay. Or you do like 6 executions in a row on one person. I'm like,
they turn around, do one to you.
Is this one gonna stick? And you die? Like, it's like, oh, I'm the one that can be killed. Okay, whatever. Glad that only lasted like a couple of days. That was nice.
I just don't get why they constantly are doing those like stupid changes, like doing that and then taking away quads for like the 3 or 4 days that they did. It's like,
yeah,
why?
realism. The realism. Like, I've played it enough, and I'm whatever with it, but it's unnecessary and it's kind of annoying. Like, it's more annoying than it is cool. Like,
yeah,
I'm okay with it, and I know that's weird. I know that's me like backtracking after just saying it's annoying, but like, I'm okay with it because it's whatever. It allows us to play with 3 of other friends, including like whatever. It allows you to play with 4 people, so it's just whatever. It's not going to be a make or break thing. But still, it's little, it's little, it's little nice things like being able to easily see
how much money
what you have, how much money you have, how many bullets you have left in your gun,
if you kill somebody or not.
I think that was the biggest thing for me. Is it was more annoying that I couldn't tell if I killed or downed a person without the kill feed, because sometimes I use that to count. Like, I'm like, okay, I have 1 person left on this team. Okay, there's still 2 people even after I down these 2 guys. I don't know why. It's stupid little things like that, but I saw myself, I was like, oh, I'm more annoyed than I need to be with this.
Right? Especially like if you're not familiar with a gun, like you don't know the damage. Because like, if you're familiar with a gun, so if you know the guns inside and out and stuff like that, it's a different story. But even then, it's nice to know, okay, they're downed. Now I can worry about somebody else. Well, except for later on in the game where you got to worry about self-revives, but still.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy's down. Where's his buddy? Okay, the guy's crawling this way. Maybe his buddy's there. Okay, now. But
for sure. And the not having the hit markers, so in PUBG, I think it was like the first game where you were able to like take the hit markers out, and I liked it in that game because at some distances the hit markers are literally bigger than the people.
Yep.
So I was okay with that. But if as a player, if you're not used to those hit markers being gone, it's gonna be like, I found myself more stopping early before the person was finally killed, and then myself getting killed.
That was an adjustment period with PUBG, definitely. Playing with it, which they got them now, don't they? I know
they do. Yeah, they do. It gives you the option to take them off, like if you personally don't want them. Another thing in that stupid goddamn game, the gas mask animation.
Oh god.
2 times in one game that fucked me over. 2 times. I'm literally mid-shooting a person. The gas mask animation completely halts me, and the person gets away. I'm like,
well, and that second time,
like,
not only did you die because of it, I think the guy was able to get me as well, because I think that was the guy you were shooting at.
The second time, I literally just aimed up at him. The fucking gas mask animation. I was like, oh my god.
Yep. Yeah, because right as you complained about it, that's when he downed me. I'm just like,
yeah. I had just aimed it on him because I was like, okay, we're kind of close to the circle, but I might be able to get a few shots off on this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope. I just get aimed up on him. Stupid fucking gas mask animation. I'm like, why?
What they should do is if you're actively shooting, it should delay the gas mask. That makes the most logical sense.
And you know what? I'm okay with literally the gas mask coming over my face. I'd be okay with that. What I don't like is it like halts my gun aim and shooting and stuff, or not so much shooting, but it stops the aim down the sight.
Yeah,
like that's not necessary, because then all of a sudden you're like just hit fire.
Well, and even if you think about it, you're holding the gun, you could go like this and keep shooting where you're shooting. Like,
well, I mean, I understand the realistic benefit to it, but this is a video game. I ain't in it for that. Okay.
Right? Like, I constantly have a parachute I can keep deploying.
Literally, I parachuted out of the back of the airplane. We're already gave up on realism. Like, literally,
That's fair.
It's already not realistic to how my life goes. Okay. Running
God.
around with a gun is already very vastly different than how I imagine my day to day goes.
I was gonna say,
So,
like, I know I got my COVID-19. I survived the freshman 13, got my COVID-19. There's no way I'm running across the whole map nonstop
no,
sprinting, especially with a light machine gun.
right? Let me get my Warzone 26. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's no, I wasn't having it.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Mixer shutting down.
Yeah, we got on a little tangent
That was
there.
quite the tangent. So yeah, July 22nd, no more Mixer. Sorry, people on Mixer. I know that stuff.
Sucks to suck, guys.
Yeah. Other than Shroud and Ninja making out like bandits, I feel terrible for the other ones because it's it's like to build up a following and then get that cut away from. Actually, could you imagine building up a following, calling into work, saying "fuck off, I'm not coming in anymore. I'm gonna play video games for a living,"
and then getting that news,
and then Mixer closing? Ugh.
You're hoping it's as seamless as they're claiming to go.
I hope
Facebook
it is
gaming.
literally for the little gamers, like for the little followings, like the people that have like just enough to where they're like paying some bills, but not enough to like retire their whole family on.
Right.
Like the people that have like the 20,000 followers, and I say followers, not like like
subscribers,
200 subscribers, or something like that.
Yeah.
Because so it's like the people that are like paying some little bills and stuff like that.
That'd be killer.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess that's kind of the risk they took with going to Mixer.
I mean, yeah, that's 100%. But I feel like a lot of people went there because they kind of preached. Actually, a lot of big YouTubers preached as well to go to Mixer because it was less jam-packed with people trying to do the same thing as you. You know what I mean? Like it made it easier to hopefully build up a following. It made it easier to stand apart. I mean, Twitch isn't too bad. Like you literally have like 3 viewers and you're on the top line, or on the second to top line at least, because everybody's streaming with 1 viewer and it's usually themselves.
Right. I mean that's the one thing that sucks about Twitch is like if you're just starting out, it's definitely a grind, especially if the only game or games you play is the same one everybody else is playing. So like Fortnite, Call of Duty, PUBG, those games, you're gonna get buried. You gotta hope and pray for that one bored motherfucker that's like, let's see what's at the 300 down the list.
And that's literally it. Like I'll randomly pop onto like small streamers, but I find myself 100% watching the big streamers.
Well, especially if it's a game you don't know, too. Like, if you're just looking to check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not going to look at somebody all the way down. Like, you're going to want to watch the person that gets all the views because it's under the assumption that they know how to play it. So, I mean...
Well, and I mean, that's definitely it. Yeah. And like I said, I'm 100% guilty of it, too. Like, I'm just like, what? All right, definitely. I'm going to have this kind of plan, like, off on the side. I don't even know if I'll have the volume on. Yeah, I'll have the volume on because it doesn't really make sense then if I don't. But I don't know. I think it's harder to break out on Twitch. And I've talked to you about this too because they don't have, kind of like YouTube, they don't really have a method to get new followers kind of thing. Yeah. Not so much get new followers, but it's more like
you don't quite have the YouTube rabbit hole to go down.
To get found. Like it's harder. It definitely is. So again, Mixer feels bad, man. Yeah. Hopefully on to some lighter news. A new game that everyone's been looking more forward towards.
Yeah, Diablo 4. They just I think they've been made kind of a pledge to give quarterly updates on kind of where they're going with the development of it. So there's still not a release date, but they kind of gave some details on how they're going to do some of the storytelling, some mechanics they're going to try to throw in there, and also just like how they're going to approach multiplayer. It's interesting, like the storytelling, because how they do, like if you think Diablo 3, they just kind of cut sort of a far out view of the characters and kind of do the audio. Now they're gonna try to address the mechanics a little bit better, give better storytelling. They're gonna kind of zoom in and give custom animations for the characters because they didn't really have those in any of the other Diablos. So it's
Yeah,
gonna be interesting to see how they kind of roll with that. But
that would be really cool. I've said it a bunch of times. I'd watch that video. I'd watch a Diablo movie.
oh, definitely. I don't.
Like I
I don't get why they don't make movies. Like they don't.
I know.
Like
Like they did Warcraft, and that was kind of, I mean, that was so. That was a good movie. I liked the movie per se. Whether that stuck to the lore is a whole different topic. But I didn't
goes
mind the
back
movie.
to that whole creative artist interpretation we talked about last episode. They
Yes.
kept the baseline, so it sort of kept A to B, even though it didn't really keep B. But
Yeah. See, I never read the
went
books. Yeah. See, I never read those books like you did, so I don't have the like stick to the book.
Yep, like
I bet
Ready Player One and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. I bet if I read the books, and I would love to read the books, but I would feel 100% differently about it. I'd be like, oh no, this movie's trash.
Yeah,
Because that's how I am. But I just unfortunately haven't read the books yet, so I'm not able to form that opinion on it.
if you would have read the books, just based the movie, you would have hated the movie.
Oh really?
You would have hated the movie.
Too bad.
Because it doesn't really keep, especially like the ending, for example. And spoilers for those who haven't taken the time in the
4 years,
4 or 5 years it's been out.
Yeah.
But like how at the ending, like everyone was kind of unified against the Horde. In the lore, it didn't end so pretty for them. Like, one, all the other races were just like, the fuck's nothing's going on. You guys are just idiots. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
And it actually ended with that city that they were in getting destroyed.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
Yeah, the city got destroyed. The one chick killing the king, that did happen.
Okay.
But not quite the way it did in the movie. They were actually in the middle of the siege. The humans were winning, and she was actually possessed by Gul'dan, so the main baddie. And she killed the king, and all the soldiers got demoralized, and then they destroyed the city as a result. So it didn't quite end it didn't really end happily, but it didn't end quite so happily.
See, hearing that, I like how the movie chose to end it. Like,
yeah, that, and like how yeah, and even Gul'dan wasn't the figurehead of the Horde either. Like he wasn't they kind of played him off as the war chief, if I remember right, in the movie. He wasn't. He was more of a behind the scenes kind of guy. So that Black Hand, who was the guy that had got his hand cut off and got his dick cut off too by the main hero in it.
Yeah.
Like he was the figurehead and not Gul'dan, but he was kind of the puppet. So I mean, it's just little stuff like that they changed about it, and it kind of pissed off the people that knew the lore. So again, if you would have read the books and knew the story, you wouldn't have liked the movie that much.
That's fair.
But
I would definitely love to see a Diablo movie. The cutscenes are always great. Like, especially in Diablo 3, like the fight scenes.
Oh my god. I find myself great. If like looking back on YouTube just like randomly, and we'll watch those cinematics for Diablo 3.
They're good. They're good.
But yeah, I mean they're gonna try to get more custom animations, and it sounds like they're more personalized to the characters at points, and also gonna have planning to use real-time cutscenes, so maybe introduce more cinematics throughout the story. So we'll see how those kind of go.
Okay.
As well as another thing they're talking about is setting up camps. So they're going to be random locations that have been overrun by demonic hordes that you can go ahead and cleanse. not maybe the best word they could use, but
It says like cleanse. Interesting.
and eventually they'll become friendly outposts and waypoints and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how
Yeah.
those play out.
So we were talking about that in Diablo 3. We thought they had that in like the maps for like the bounty locations,
Yeah,
but I guess these might act more like camps that you can like hang out in, like more like the beginning of each act kind of
kind of.
thing, but more mobile.
Yeah, it sounds just kind of how they described it, and it. I guess we'll find out more as they get closer
Mhm.
to release date and kind of
I wonder if they're
release.
gonna. Yeah.
Maybe do like maybe they're gonna do like a Shadowlands kind of thing where they're gonna have a
Oh,
separate
that'd be
reveal
nice.
for it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Um,
I wonder if they're gonna have like traders and merchants at each camp, that kind of thing.
I would
Or
imagine because if they're gonna be random friendly outposts,
yeah,
quoting them,
yeah.
they got to have a reason for people to want to go there.
Well, yeah. I mean, other
So
than like save points or waypoints or shit like that.
yeah, so be interesting to see how they kind of make those
Hmm.
unique, make the people wanting to visit those. Because I mean, in some of their games, like you got like they have those problems where like they try to get people out of just one centralized location.
Yeah.
Like, for example, just with WoW, like which expansion was that? For several different expansions, there's been different like focal points on where people just kind of gathered, like, and they've been wanting to break that up. So maybe they kind of keep that mindset through Diablo 4, and that's why they're doing these camps. But you got to give people reasons to want to go there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely.
So, speaking of WoW, they're gonna kind of switch up the multiplayer a little bit.
Okay.
So instead of like how now where they just have the lobbies, like where people can join in and stuff like
Okay.
that, maybe they still do the lobbies. I don't know. They didn't really say they're going to cut those out, but they're going to try to do like seamless integration with other players. So you may come across people as you're completing stories in towns, but what they're going to hope for is like big events, like maybe like invasions or like boss battles where you can just join up and there are going to be people there. So
Oh, okay.
not quite
So
like an MMO, but a little more of that feel to it sprinkled in. But
so maybe it'll be like the campaign in Elder Scrolls Online,
yeah,
like when they're like trying to like siege or like take over towers, you can like join in right in the middle of a battle. And
yeah, that's what kind of sounds like they might be
yeah,
trying
that'll
to
be
aim
interesting.
for.
Yeah, I wonder what that'll do for, because like I was telling you on console for Diablo 3, it 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 was pretty bad with like modded gear and people having like infinite gold coins. And I was talking to you like that's
Hmm.
like what's the point of playing at that point? Like
Yeah,
it's, I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd probably be like fun to like completely burn through all the like get all like the organ parts and the keys and farming and all that crap. Well, okay, you don't really have to farm if you have like an infinite amount of organs and keys, like, or you have like the best versions of the gear you get in those drops.
yeah.
And you don't need it. There's so many reasons where it's like, why would I do that? Like, I don't know. So I wonder what that'll do, how they're going to address that in Diablo 4. I don't remember there being so much of an issue of it on PC, which is odd.
You would think it would be worse.
Like it's usually vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't, on console it was like every lobby it was people had like modded gear, and all of a sudden you got like 100 trillion gold coins dropped for you, and you're like, oh,
Hello.
I mean, okay, but yeah. So I wonder how
Interesting.
Diablo 4 will address that stuff, especially with their like you said, their new approach to their multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean that's where I like but I dislike hearing little bits of information about a game because
Yeah.
it just sparks so many more questions. So you're just like, okay, well,
Well,
how are they going to do it?
yeah.
And and if it's a game you're passionate about, you're just
Mm,
there'll be times where you're like consumed about it. Like you'll be sitting there
for sure.
randomly, all of a sudden, like for a half hour, you're just constantly like, "Oh, that'd be a cool idea, but are they going to do that way? What about this way? I think
Right.
this way would be better, but what are they going to?"
Yeah.
I
That's always
digress.
nice.
But
Yeah. Well, it's always nice too when the company is able to take their opinions from their community of their gamers that actually play their game.
yeah, yeah.
and take that into account actually in the game. I wish Call of Duty would try that every once in a while. Actually, you know what? Call of Duty's not terrible with it. Like, they usually take like 4 or 5 days, but there's usually always like they try to like throw out like this little like update or change, like the realism for quads.
Yeah.
Like they're like, let's just throw that out there and see how they do. Fucking hated it.
Well,
in like 4 days, it's changed. So it's like,
and I feel like they kind of force people to go to it.
Well, I mean, yeah,
which I get from their perspective. Like they probably wanted to see if the time and energy they spent in developing this, if it's something that's gonna stick. But
yeah,
for me, where like that game, like the reason why I mainly play it is to play with you guys. So it's like,
yeah,
if there's 3 of us in there, and it's like I look and it's like, well, there's 3 of them in there. It's like, well, now what am I gonna do?
well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's where it kind of pisses me off. But like I get it from their point of view, but at the same time, it's like you just can't force people to do something like that. That usually that ruins, I think, people's perspective on it as well. It's like,
for
well,
sure.
I didn't really want to try this, but we wanted to play with 4 people, so here we are.
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of the ground war game mode, especially when I'm not playing with you guys. I don't know. I don't like the like super small maps.
Well, for that
I just think they're small.
Well, for that kind of game mode, I get you want, they probably want people, like they want a lot of action to happen. But like look at Battlefield. Those maps really aren't small.
No, I meant I play ground war because I don't like the little maps. Like I don't like the smaller maps like in regular multiplayer, so I'll play ground war. And they just had this new mode that was added. It's called Boots on the Ground War, and it's basically ground war without the tanks. So I'm like, okay. So I can be left alone and not have a million tanks, because I swear to God, tanks spawn like every minute in that game. Like you'll blow up a tank and there's like 2 more that just spawn. I'm like, oh my God.
And I don't know.
I only have so many thermites and C4s.
I don't know how much it's changed from when I play, because since I mostly play on PC anymore, rip my hard drive space on my Xbox.
Yeah.
But I know there was always these 1 or 2 points on the maps where tanks were like gods. Like they pretty much had their pick of everybody on the map, and it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
To get to them to stop them. So I don't know if that still kind of was a common theme in that, or not. If they kind of figured out ways around that to keep that from happening. But I know that kind of sucked at times.
Right. I remember when tanks were introduced into the Call of Duty games, because I've been playing Call of Duty since like Call of Duty like 2 and 3 and like Big Red 1.
Yeah.
I remember when tanks got introduced in World at War, and it was just as fucking dumb as it is now. Like, it's like in Battlefield, I don't know what it is, but like people, they're always strapped with the attachments to take out vehicles. Yeah. Like they know ahead of time there's going to be a shitload of vehicles and everyone's prepared for it. In Call of Duty, however, everyone's fucking sniping.
Yep.
You're not taking out tanks with that unless you randomly throw on C4 rockets or whatever, but most people don't have that as their secondary or as a fallback. If they're sniping, they usually have Ghost Cold-Blooded on, maybe Scavenger to get new shit, and they have like a munitions box. I know, because that's what I would run if I was sniping. And that's just to counteract the thermals, because everybody's fucking using those too.
Yeah. Mentioning Battlefield makes me want to play it. Like that's that's my preferred one. Like don't get me wrong, I like Call of Duty, but Battlefield is definitely.
I'll always love Battlefield.
Yep.
It'll be super interesting to see if like a Battlefield 6 is in the works, or I'd even take like out of all of them, I think I would take Battlefield 3 if they're going to remaster one.
Yeah.
I'd prefer that. Battlefield 4 was kind of cool, but I really liked 3. I mean,
I feel like 4
if I'm really
old.
Yeah. Well, 4 I feel like was just like a reskin of 3.
Yeah.
With new maps. I like the dynamic maps that they had in 4. Don't get me wrong, I think keep that.
Yes.
But 3 was I just really like 3. But if I'm being really picky, I'd really like Bad Company 2 back.
I think a lot of
That'll
people would.
always be that'll always be my main squeeze for Battlefield series games.
Fortunately, I never really played it because
Yeah.
the first FPS I really got into was the original Modern Warfare.
Okay.
That's the first one I got into, and then I transitioned into like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. I didn't really play World at War. I never really got into it.
Oh, dude, that was
But
a good one. World at War was I really enjoyed that game.
I guess where I kind of was a turnoff for me because I tried it. I gave it the old college try,
Mhm.
but going from playing like original Modern Warfare and Battlefield 3 and going to like the older style guns, it just kind of annoyed me.
Yeah, I totally understand. I was just about to say that about Battlefield. I was like, I think I'm only so for Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1 because they're like the older style
Yeah.
guns in that, and there are some of them that are at a clear disadvantage compared to other guns, and then there are others where it's like, fuck, like if you're not running that, you're having a bad time. Like,
Well, yeah, like with Battlefield 1, I played a decent amount of that. It almost like it was like shotguns. Like constantly people running around with shotguns. Like, and if you had any or fully automatic weapons, if you had anything else, you
yeah,
were fucked. You're fisted. You had like no shot unless
yeah.
you had the drop on them. Even then,
Well, yeah. I
you
mean,
could be
you have to.
fucked.
Yeah, well, in Battlefield 2, there's such large game modes of people
Yeah.
that either the entire lobby's sniping or everybody's running around with everything that has way more bullets than what you got.
Yep.
So it's like, all right.
And there's always and going back to with how many people are there, it's very rarely it's like a one-on-one situation. So like if
Yeah,
you do get even if you do get the drop on somebody, you're getting shot in the ass.
yeah. And I mean, yeah. Well, and the maps are so large too that, which is still crazy that it's never a one-on-one fight.
No.
It very rarely is a one-on-one
No.
fight. I mean, you can throw in team deathmatch and be fine, and that's a little bit smaller scale, but most people are playing the large engagements.
Yep.
I know I did. They're the ones that you get the most XP on. It's
Same.
the ones that had the most fun. Like, it's like, whatever.
That and if you get bored that and with them if you got bored of gunfighting, you could just jump in a vehicle and kind of give
Oh
it a
yeah,
change of pace. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
but
But in World at War, when they introduced tanks, like you had the dynamite and those sticky grenades and those panzer rockets. You had stuff, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think running dynamite was quite like the meta like it is running C4s now. Like, it just wasn't it.
no.
So it was just kind of, and we played hardcore a lot. So hardcore mode with tanks was rough.
Oh yeah, they shoot you 10
Like,
feet away and you're getting
literally, like, it's anywhere like around you, and they would take out like the whole team in one move, and I'm like, oh god.
risky living.
Yeah, I remember when they added that to the game. Yikes. Yeah.
Well, they gotta learn how to do it somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. Well, somehow we got off track again. From Diablo 4 and ended back on a first-person shooter. It's probably my fault.
No worries. No worries. I mean, I honestly kind of forgot how we got there, but
I don't know. Like I said, it was probably my fault. If it's something to do with Call of Duty, it's usually me bringing it up. So
it's all good. Yeah, but I mean that kind of wraps it up with Diablo 4. I mean, one interesting quote where they kind of said and I'm going to kind of read this word for word. So, but it's like Blizzard said it was important not to make the multiplayer counts too big because it doesn't want the game to resemble an MMO. It said that this is a philosophy rather than a tech limitation. Simply because the game stops feeling like Diablo if you see other players too often. So, it's gonna be interesting to see how they.
I mean, that's fair. Like, I wonder what they mean by it. Like, it doesn't feel like Diablo. Like, it doesn't feel like the story setting you're in, because I mean, in just the setting that the game's in, it's,
well,
you're not gonna stumble across people. But I guess in like original Diablo 2, and you weren't like running across other players and stuff like that. It was just pretty much your lobby that you had set up joined.
That, and they're still kind of to the story that it's a single hero running around
Yeah.
doing all this.
Yeah.
Like, so maybe that's what they're kind of. Because I was gonna say, like, feeling like Diablo, like when I think of Diablo, I think of fun for the first like few hours, and then it's the
Mhm.
same grind. So, I
You're
mean,
not wrong.
so it's
Like
like,
it's
but I mean, not to knock it because there are people that enjoy the shit out of it. Like
yeah. Well, I
that.
mean, it, go
So
ahead.
I was gonna say that grind doesn't seem to phase them. Then as I say that, as I'm somebody that put in 1,500 plus hours into Arc, so I guess the pot
Well,
calling the kettle black.
yeah, right. No,
So
it definitely is a grind. It's everybody that plays it is just like, ugh, fuck. All right, I have to burn through normal. I have to burn through nightmare. I just want to get to hell, like the hell mode.
yeah,
And then once you burn through all that, it's like you're just doing runs for gear. And then like you can do like Ubers and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
other than that, it's like you're doing the same shit repetitively. It's an extremely repetitive game. So it's
But again, I mean, those people enjoy it, I guess. So
yeah.
it's like, and don't get me wrong, I'm probably gonna be out by Diablo 4. I'm probably gonna put
Oh yeah. I 100% gonna buy that.
several days worth of game hours into it. So I
Right.
mean, I don't mean to sound like I hate the games because I do enjoy them. They
Oh
are
yeah.
fun to play. I love the storyline. The storyline seems great. So it's like
Yeah.
I'll
No, yeah, I'm
find
definitely
myself
one of
playing it.
those, right? I'm definitely one of them peoples that just are okay with repetitively doing the same thing over again. I'm like, oh, fuck it, perfect. Let's load up another bail run. All right, let's go. Keep it going. Like, keep this going. Diablo bail run. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Throwing an Andariel run just for gets and shiggles in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely can't wait for Diablo 4.
Yeah,
Diablo is always
hopefully.
going to be a great game.
I really wonder how far out they are from release date on it. I mean, it doesn't, since they haven't really.
Well,
They haven't really.
Diablo 2 to Diablo 3 was like 15 years, so
I hope they're not going to
we'll
keep to
see.
that. And I hope they're not going to keep to like Rockstar's doing with Grand Theft
Oh
Auto,
my god.
where
Oh my god.
that's another nightmare to. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, I mean that's
Well, that'll definitely be interesting to see. I
yeah,
can't wait for that noise.
yeah.
Okay.
Sooner rather than later.
On right. On a lighter note for you Pokemon fans, June 24th, so Wednesday, they had their live stream. It was called Pokemon Presents. Um they announced a new MOBA style game that's going to be cross-play on Switch and mobile. It's called
Ooh.
Pokemon Unite. Yes,
Hmm.
like I said, it's going to be a MOBA style game, 5v5 Pokemon battles. I think it's going to be more. They want to focus more on like getting goals and a point based, like the end of the match being point based, because they introduced that there's not going to be type advantages to where like if you have like a water Pokemon, obviously battling a fire Pokemon, there's type advantages there. They're not having that in this game, so it's just going to be like your best choice for for
Gonna
moves.
be that's gonna be interesting. Like
Yeah, definitely.
taking away the type advantages and stuff like that. I kind of wonder how they're gonna flesh that out. I mean, because just when I think MOBA, I'm thinking League of Legends and stuff like that. Seeing
Mm-hmm.
how those games. So I'm
Yeah,
just trying to think of how, and it's just gonna have an overall point score to decide
yeah,
it. So
yep.
there's no gonna be no objectives to play towards other than scoring points.
Other than well, so they're gonna have like tall grass and like bushes and shit like that. You can like it kind of they made it sound like there was like a small gameplay included in it. It kind of made it look like you were able to do like surprise attacks on other Pokemon, challenge battles, and if you win those battles, I think that means you get a goal or you score. And then
So
either
it's
way, it's like first team to a certain amount of points.
so it's like one-on-one
And
fights and not
yeah,
potential gangbangs.
I think so. I think so.
That'd be That'd be an interesting MOBA to see if I mean.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like you rank up or you level up, you learn new skills and stuff while you're in battle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be it's definitely going to be interesting. It's they announced this Pokemon Unite along with new Pokemon Snap, Sword and Shield, Pokemon Go, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Pokemon Unite, it's gonna be interesting because, like you said, like I'm imagining like League of Legends or Arena of Valor or
Well,
something like that
yeah. I mean, and
with like Pokemon, like.
oh yeah, and when I just kind of looked it up, like, the same
Mhm.
studio that did Call of Duty Mobile.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Arena of Valor. Like, I just wonder how that would be played out. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm probably gonna get it to play it, but
Yeah.
it's
Well,
be
it's
interesting.
it's 5v5, so that'll
Standard
be. I
MOBA kind
mean,
of thing.
yeah, yeah. Um, so that'll be interesting if they're gonna have like lanes and shit like that for people to go down, because I know that's
Standard MOBA style game.
yeah. Multiple control points on the map that allow you to score goals. Wow.
That's
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think it is going to be something along the lines of like League of Legends and Arena Valor, but literally with Pokemon. But I think instead of just like you rapidly tapping your skills and stuff like that, you actually enter into a Pokemon battle. I don't know.
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would be.
They need to release the details.
Hmm.
Details.
I don't know. They had some images that looked promising.
Yeah.
They're going to be having a multitude of generations of Pokemon all through. So they haven't fully decided yet, or not fully aware of all the Pokemon that are going to be available. So I think it'll be. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to try it out, but that'll be an interesting style.
Yeah.
I kind of hope though it is closer to like League of Legends, because I think I would prefer
Same.
that instead of like
The
just having
standard
like four
Pokemon fight.
yeah, well, yeah, like in having just like 4 or 5 skills that they can use, kind of like League of Legends. Like, and they have. So after
Excuse
since
me.
I'm an idiot and can't read apparently, my notes, they have. I think they're having like an ultimate, like a unite power. Boy.
No, you're fine.
Wow.
Not to put you on the
Interesting.
spot.
No, that's fine. And each Pokemon has a unique unite move.
So probably like
So the
an
more that I
ultimate.
read, yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, so it's going to be more like an ultimate.
So
Wow.
I feel like they should have the combat. It should be more like League of Legends style gameplay, because I think that will get more people playing it than like a
Mhm.
weird standard
Okay.
Pokemon style combat. But
Yeah. So reading it, the action. So this is uh just word from the article here, from the release. The action is going to be wild and speedy, with players competing over control points to score goals. Tall grass is used to block vision, so just like in League of Legends,
yep,
where you kind of like
hide
disappear,
the grass.
and you create opportunities for ambushes. And when you defeat a wild Pokemon, you catch it. Okay, so there's going to be Pokemon roaming around, and you have to battle those along with battling. So there's going to be AI along with battling other players on
Yeah,
the
well,
opposite
and
team.
that's kind of sticks to that MOBA theme, because like in League of
Yeah,
Legends,
yeah.
you, I mean that's the jungle role, so
Okay.
the type of champion that thrives in that situation. So they go around and kill, because like how standard league is one in the top, one in the middle, two in the bottom, and they farm those lanes for experience. Well, the jungler goes in the jungles and they try to ambush. So I guess those wild Pokemon are going to be how they get experience and how they get points. So that's
Interesting.
kind of a little bit of a different twist, because with League of Legends, you didn't necessarily get points. you'd get buffs.
Yeah, you got those buffs, yeah, from attacking those other like random
So
creatures that were in there. It says all goals scored in the final minute are worth double points. Ooh, there's gonna be like a hot time, like go 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 go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's where people make stupid decisions and cost the game.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, that'll be interesting. So that was announced on Wednesday in their Pokemon Presents live stream. And like I said, along with some release of Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Go, Sword and Shield, and now Pokemon Unite. Interesting. Yeah.
Definitely.
I think we covered a lot of the new stuff that was happening this week.
I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head that I've heard that we haven't really talked about.
Yeah.
Even in our random tangents, I think we're good.
Oh god, yeah, for sure. Well, so we're gonna go over games that were released this week. Not nearly as long as a list as last week, so that's good for people.
Good for people's
on
wallets
PC
too.
Right? Yeah, no kidding. On PC, the Innsmouth case. Interesting. On PC, PS4, Xbox, and Switch, SpongeBob SquarePants: The Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Yeah, for the PS4 and the Switch, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Yo, if that's like a pod racer game, let me look this baddie up.
I was gonna say that sounds like
right.
They're going back to some grassroots there and getting people a long overdue game.
Yo, if that's what that is, Racer for Nintendo Switch.
That's what it sounds like to me, because Episode 1 was the pod racing.
It is. Oh man. So I got I got a new game to play besides Burnout Paradise. Actually, the crazy thing is it looks like an old school game. Like looking at the screenshots from the game, they got like triangle like rocks and mountains and stuff. It actually looks like an old what it looks like it's a reskin of like Hydro Thunder but Star Wars. That's 100% what it looks like. Like when you're going like super fast and like all the surrounding environments. It's what it looks like. It looks like Hydro Thunder reskinned for Star Wars pod racing.
Maybe I needed to stop my Switch a little bit too,
right?
To give something a try.
Interesting.
Interessante.
Yeah, so that was released on Tuesday. Also for the PS4 and Switch is Ultra Core. For the Switch, Ninjala. For the PC and the Switch, The Almost Gone. For the Switch, Blair Witch.
Nope.
There's a lot of itches and stuff going on right now. Like my words are getting all mixed up. Blair Witch. Yeah, that's the horror games that I 100% wholeheartedly stay away from.
Yeah. Especially especially at this time of night where it's like,
yeah, it's 9:17 at night. No.
There's an awfully dark couple rooms behind me. I don't want the horror.
PC, PS4, and Xbox. Borderlands 3: The Bounty of Blood DLC.
Sure,
so get some new
a lot of people are happy with that one.
For sure, some new fresh stuff. We can go back to Borderlands 2 doing some Chromarax runs. That's some good shit. On the Xbox, Control: The Foundation DLC. PS4 and Xbox, Hunting Simulator 2.
Oh shit.
For those people that want to get outdoors but also don't feel like leaving their computer tray.
Right.
PC and Switch, Mr. Driller Drill Land. The creativity was overflowing with that name, so I don't know what to say with that one. But
the sad thing is somebody probably got a nice little bonus.
Mr. Driller Drill Land. Right? Could you imagine being in the meeting and being like, now hear me out. How about we use the word drill twice and put a Mr. in front of it? Mr. Driller Drill Land. That's a name. So
all the executives are like,
right? Everyone's like sitting around like, yes, promote that man.
And then you're gonna have like the people like us in there. They're just like,
right? Yeah, we're the ones getting tossed out of the room. Like, no. All right. Yeah. So we're not gonna do a draft today, since Jared's not here, it would be a shame for him to vote or not be able to have his hat thrown in the rink, even though he always loses. So there's that. But we still wanted to talk about a topic that would be kind of cool for a draft that we can go off on tangents. And Austin and I came up with what some of what we feel are overpowered characters and bosses in the games.
Yes.
So, overpowered characters in the game, which means characters you play, main heroes of the game. Sometimes they're overpowered, let's face it.
Yeah.
And then boss fights. Some boss fights are just dumb.
Yeah.
So, Austin, your first pick, go.
Yeah, the one that sticks to my mind, that comes out of my mind, especially like after, cheating and looking at a list of stuff like other people thought, to kind of get the creative juices going.
Perfect.
I don't know how many people have touched this game, but the Dynasty Warrior series, there was always, and as soon as I say Dynasty Warriors, those people that experience it, they know probably where I'm going with this. Lu Bu. That one guy where you knew the battle. It was the Battle Hulao Gate. Still sticks in my head to this day. The guy that would you'd be, especially starting out, you poor son of a bitch, because it's like the first or second mission you come across. It was always the Elter Rebellion, then like the Battle Hulao Gate. Still getting your feet wet in the game, mind your own business. You get this cutscene that says Lu Bu joined the fight. You're like, okay, hello, whatever. And then out of nowhere, this guy comes running by on this red horse, smacks the shit out of you, and you're dead. It's like, yes, hello? But I remember the first time trying to beat him, and this is before the days of YouTube and all that, back in the glory days of having those big books, but you didn't get one for this, so you had to try to figure out yourself how to do it. So my cheap ass would be getting my my Musu bar. That I think that's the name for it. My Musu bar filled all the way up to get my special combo. Get that filled up, then attack him. Hopefully he doesn't block everything. As soon as that finishes, running, killing more guys to get the Musu bar filled up, and then going back. That or just ignoring him completely, because you could ignore him and get around.
Wasn't usually typically the objective wasn't to kill him, so
no. But the thing you kind of ran across, especially if like you had, because I want to say in those, you had a boss you had to protect on your end, especially if you didn't play as him. So if you chose not to fight him or to keep him distracted, you had to beat the mission before he got a hold of your boss.
Oh no.
Because there was no chance. There was no chance. He just insanely broken. I mean, he was still pretty good when you played as him, but nowhere near as close. Nowhere near as close.
Of course. That's how that works.
Oh,
when all of a sudden they're your person to play with.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they like forget all their sweet ass moves. They don't get the cool armor. Yeah. They don't get the cool armor. They don't get the like 3 health bars. All of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm just a regular bitch now.
Right. It just, like I said, it was that first moment because, no boss was that hard. All the soldiers were weak little pieces of shit. You smack around like they're nothing.
Well, yeah, like one swipe you can get like a 7-kill combo, and it's like,
so him coming up to you, like you're just like, oh, hey, let me go swat at him. Nope. And you're gone. It's just
you thought.
Or if you, and he had this long weapon, so it's like if you were slacking at all, or if you missed your initial attack, it pretty much meant you were kissing your ass goodbye.
Oh no.
So many frustrating moments. It's just the nostalgia and PTSD.
Right. Dynasty Warriors. That was a good game. Those are good games.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten into the newer ones just because I like them, but it never really seemed like they added enough to keep my interest. And they seem to get more ridiculous as they went down the numbers. So
I think 6 was the last one I played.
Sounds about right for me too.
Yeah.
But What about you?
Oh,
Who
jeez.
brings up some nostalgia, some PTSD,
So
whatever kind of feelings?
right. Um, I didn't. Would we call? Okay, so mine's gonna be Misty from Pokemon Red and Blue.
Ooh.
Yeah. So not so much a boss, I guess, but you know what? I'm still picking her. I don't care if it meets the criteria.
Close enough. Close enough.
Yeah, yeah. So Misty, because basically her water-based Pokemon, and I always pick Charmander. Again, the type advantages in the game. It was always the one battle I always struggled with. Like I remember doing like a million times. Like I completely plow through Brock even with a Charmander.
Yeah.
But always when we got to Misty, I would have to do it so many times, and I don't know if it's just me chalking it up to being a bad player and thinking I was good at it, but just being bad.
I'll say, you're gonna have that one person that's watching this is like fucking noob.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, why didn't you pick Bulbasaur? Because then I had to fucking run Bulbasaur the rest of the game. Like, I didn't want that, all right? I wanted to run Charmander so I can have a Charizard for the 8th time.
Right.
Okay? Like, right. Literally, unless I got lucky and she did like that X, it was always, so I'd go right through Staryu, no problem, fine, manageable. But fucking Starmie always had that bubble beam that would just bend me over.
Well, even like, because I mean, I was one that I like Squirtle just because I like Blastoise, but even with Squirtle, like, not only did Bubble Beam seem to do ridiculous amounts of damage, like his defense is so high.
Well, yeah,
you couldn't whittle him down. Like it was tough. Like,
well, and that's exactly it. Unless I got Misty to luckily enough to do like 3 turns in a row to either do that X defend or X attack or something like that, building up her attack or defense.
Yeah.
Like I was like, or the worst was I'd have like 3 or 4 turns, get Starmie down to like fucking like 1 health because she's been stockpiling X defends and X attacks, and then hits me with 1 bubble beam. My HP is like, I'm like, no.
And if I remember it, he was so fast, so he always got the first attack off.
Well, yeah, of course.
I say
like I'd be like,
he didn't have a gender at the time.
Yeah, the non-binary Starmie.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me that 100% sticks out in my mind. That I don't know what it is. Literally every gym battle after that, or I guess even the one before that, were not as much of a struggle. Like literally sometimes I would do it so many times that I'd be like, I just can't get this handled with a Charmander. So I'd have to go out and walk around in the wild grass until I could get to level 16 before I could have a Charmeleon. And then, like, I don't know. I think by then you learn another move besides like Cut or Ember. Yeah. And I was a little bit stronger, and I think my defense was a little bit strong enough to where I could handle Bubble Beam without completely taking me out one move.
Right.
But I don't know.
Well, that or I'm trying to think with Red and Blue, was there Bellsprout in the area around it, or was that in later versions that came and like Yellow and stuff? Can't remember. I can't remember if it was a yellow thing or not. But
it's pretty much just me farming kills on Rattata and Pidgey and maybe an Oddish. Like,
and especially starting out like in that game, and if you didn't buy those helpful hand guide books or whatever.
Well, yeah.
You didn't really.
I even had those, but I was just like, all right, listen, either I grind and build this up, or I just get lucky enough to where she just keeps doing like the non-attack moves, like X defend, or
it still was probably a ridiculous hard boss for the situation, unless you rolled with
it was just
that is Bulbasaur.
It was literally just the one scenario in that game where there was a type advantage. And I don't want to say one scenario, but it's just like the most annoying scenario.
I'll say, because it's at such an early point and such a critical type that it was, especially for new people, it wasn't quite so easy to get around. Like Brock, Yeah, rock type was tough, but he didn't really do anything to you that could fuck you over.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I definitely don't remember ever having an issue going against Brock. It was just after that I was always like, "Fuck, I gotta battle Misty next." Like, it was like the one like demoralizing part of the game. Like, I'd walk through fucking Mount Moon without Flash 100 times before I'd like to battle Misty. Like,
until they got to the point where you didn't even need Flash anymore. It's like,
yeah.
okay.
Well, yeah, I'm like, I know I can do this. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of stupid Zubat battles, but whatever. Let's go.
I'm
I just run.
But yeah, well, I'm just saying in like the game, like in the newer versions, like if you look at like I think even in yellow, you don't even need Flash. It's all lit up. You can see.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You used to be able to do that on like the Pokemon Pocket, like or on the Game Boy. The head, you kind of like turn it to the side and like the
oh no,
like, fucking like dot matrix display. Oh, it's just all lit up.
Yeah, you don't even need Flash in there anymore.
Let me get this straight. So
we struggled.
Right? Kids nowadays don't have to go in until 9 something in the morning because they finally figured out fucking kids need sleep to function properly in school. Right. They get hard alcohol seltzer waters. We had to drink the hard shit. They get seltzer waters now they get to drink. No wonder why kids are soft.
Right? They get to go through Mount Moon without Flash.
That's the same comparison to early school and hard liquor. Right? Without Flash.
Right.
They have to deal with that.
They don't even know.
They don't know the struggles.
Especially if you didn't have the book and didn't know you need Flash. Going into that, you're just like,
well, yeah, my whole screen's black.
Is the game broken? No,
well, and then
that's the game.
Right? And sometimes you just get to the point where you're like, damn, I have no idea where I'm going. All right, let me get that escape rope. Let's do it all over again. Yeah. Right? You're like, Am
I at a point where I feel comfortable restarting?
Exactly. I'm like, when was my last save?
Oh.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't even know.
For sure.
They don't even know.
Right.
I was saying,
all right, what's your... Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, because I remember when I found that out, I was so pissed. Because, like, I had prepared a Pokemon specifically for Flash. I'm like, got this. Can go through it. It's going to be cakewalk. Fuck the Zubats. No problem. Get in there. I'm like, did I use... No, I didn't use Flash. I can see everything.
Oh, this whole fucker's just lit up. Okay. Oh. Maybe it just pulled it over from the other games. It was like, you know what, man, you're good. You're good. You already done it before. You got it. You did it. You're good. Just here, we'll give this to you. We'll turn the light on for you.
Right? Oh, what was that? What was that commercial? Don't worry, we'll leave the light on for you.
It's like Motel 6 or Motel 8 or some shit.
Bed bugs.
Oh, dude, that was such a good commercial too. Like, especially when they tried that little like week or two where they were trying to appeal to the younger crowds. It was like the guy was like, "We'll keep it lit for you." Right? I was like, "Yes." I was saying it like the whole week. I was like, "We'll keep it lit for you."
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
All right. All right. What's your next pick?
Next pick I would have to go with. I wouldn't really necessarily say the boss fight itself was extremely hard, but definitely was an extremely powerful character in the lore and in the game. Deathwinng from World of Warcraft.
Okay.
Just especially when he had the Dragon Soul. Like, I guess even without that, like, he scarred the world permanently to where it is now. Blew a big hole open, all that stuff. Almost destroyed the whole world, and you basically had to, even though I guess it was kind of a boring fight, but you had to essentially team up with some of the most powerful creatures in the world. They had to give up their divine essence to be able to, all of them had to do it to be able to beat this guy, and even then it was barely enough. So he definitely was a pain in the butt, and even like, I think it was the pre-launch for the expansion, he would randomly nuke zones. So you would just be wandering around and you'd hear like a shout, a yell come across, and then you're dead because he would just breathe fire on you, and it was just one shot. It was an achievement, but it's just like.
Yeah. So was this like in like a dungeon or a raid, or was that it's just randomly while you're?
Yep, open world. You could be just sitting there questing, and then you get a little bit of a warning, and you're just like, no, not like this.
Ooh, yeah.
And you were dead. And I
Oh
mean, like I said, it was
no.
an achievement, but yeah,
Well, that'd be cool, but then it happens again, and you're like, okay, fucker, this already happened.
yeah.
Like,
You just be doing your
stop.
business, leveling an alt or something. Also, just like fuck off. God damn
Oh,
it.
dude, could you imagine being like right in the middle of like one of your dailies or something like that? Nope.
Or because I think no, they reworks on the quest, but going through a quest, fighting through a bunch of mobs, getting to where you need to go, all of a sudden dead. Like
Yuck.
fucking great. Get
Right.
back to your body, everybody respawns, and you're fucking getting killed. It's like
That's funny. That reminds me of like in PUBG when the randomly like the airstrikes will go off
oh god,
in there. I kind of want Call of Duty to bring that in.
that'd be
Like
fantastic.
besides the gas, like all of a sudden you have like all those airstrikes that go over your head instead of just being annoying and loud as hell,
Right.
actually drop shit. Like just completely random. Just throw a little razzle dazzle in your match, you know?
That'd be
Just a little something
fantastic.
extra. It'd be until I get okay, I like this idea until I get fucking killed by one, then I'll be like, God damn it.
I was gonna say, like, I thought that, like, because it took me a while to actually get blown up by one of those, and one of the
Yeah.
first times that it actually happened, I forgot who I was playing with, but we were all in the car together, driving, and then all of a sudden, boom, and it's just like,
Right?
okay,
And I think I want it with very, very little warning. Like it's literally a red circle shows up to where it's gonna be, and that bitch is already sending your
Yeah.
way. Like so you
Well,
have
already
to like
dropping.
yeah, you have to like whole ass dive out of the way. Like I don't know.
I mean, it's just something to keep you on your toes and keep people
Yeah.
from potentially just like camping a spot, like just
It'd
sitting up on a
be
hill.
that's right.
Like,
Ugh. Yes. And don't even get me started on the hills in that game. Anyhow. So Deathwing, World of Warcraft. Is that your pick?
yes.
Second pick? Okay. Second final pick.
What
Because we're
about
only doing two. We're only doing two picks this week because we're only down to two people. We lost our third man.
two?
Rip Chipotle.
He needs Chipotle.
Actually, I don't even know if he likes Chipotle. I think he
Adobos.
Ponch all Adobos, yes. Okay. Okay, my pick. Kratos from God of War.
Oof.
I understand.
Oof.
He's
Good
the God of War, but that's not what he always is.
No.
Him himself, and it's kind of I walked a fine line between him and Dante from Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
I understand they're kind of essentially demigods. I get that, but
Still.
other than boss fights, there's really nothing in the game that puts up an actual match for you. Like you just do like crazy combos, like you can just everything together and take out whole rooms.
Fuck bitches getting pesos.
Right? Yeah. So Kratos, that's my pick for a overpowered, and he's even the hero character,
Right.
like the character you play. I'm not saying make the games harder. I didn't say that.
No. Well,
I didn't say that. Yeah, I didn't say that. I just, I think his weapons combined with everything he can do, he's an overpowered dude.
Yeah,
like you
definitely
completely plow
agree with
through
that.
mobs. Like even big boss fights, you kind of can just like mash the buttons till you attack them, and then you get into that button sequence that they do for like the big damage.
Yeah.
To the boss fights.
The semi kind of like cutscene kind of thing.
Well, yeah, like all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like slow mo, like a triangle pops up, like slow mo, like a square pops up, like
Yeah.
all those moves, and then it's like a big ass damage just taken out of the damage or the health bar from the boss fight.
Well, and even like kind of constructively, look at what the damage he's done through the storyline. Like he pretty much killed all the Olympian gods, killed the Titans, and even started fucking up some Norse gods and shit.
Well,
So
yeah,
like,
now he's like, okay, well, the Greek gods weren't enough. Let's go into a whole new set of culture
right.
here and kill them too.
Right. So it's like
right.
Definitely fits for this list.
Yeah, definitely. So those are our picks. You picked Deathwinng and Lubu. Fantastic picks. I picked Kratos, and you think I should just do Misty or fucking Starmie? Because Starmie's the real bitch here.
Yeah, I'd say Starmie.
Starmie? Okay, I'm gonna go with Starmie.
Because
Yeah.
fuck Goldeen, fuck Staryu, like.
Yeah. Listen, it's sometimes even at some point I'd prefer like a dugong or something. I don't know. Starmie hits you with that bubble beam and it's like fuck. At least right? At least my little ass Charmander was like, no. Like, why? But yeah, those were our picks. Feel free to comment down below in the comment section or send us what you guys think are overpowered characters because we'd love to hear them. There's tons of others. What this is overpowered characters, overpowered bosses, whatever you think. Be great. But yeah, I think that about rounds up a lot of the news and us being some pretty chatty people today.
A lot of tangent, a little bit of tangents.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, like always, be sure to go ahead and check out our website. Obviously, don't have a vote going on this week. We just kind of did a little bit of discussion on overpowered characters. Like Matt said, feel free to let us know your thoughts. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hopefully, you've already liked and followed our Facebook channel. And as well, we got Instagram, Patreon, Reddit, Twitch. Be sure to give us a follows, likes, whatever you want to feel like throw at us. Also got a Discord. You'll see those links below. In the comment section as well. If you go to our website, all that information's there as well.
Share the love.
Yes. Share the love.
Yep. I know Austin's got one on, a sweet white hoodie with a logo on it.
You mean this thing right here? Like,
yeah, that thing. Nice. Feel free to check the link to our merch store will be in the description as well. Check that out. We got tons of great gear on there for you to rep us. Yeah, it was a great conversation. It was a good week.
Solid.
A lot of good stuff. I can't wait till next week. Jared will join us back again per usual.
Yeah. Hopefully
it'll be our
throws a few wipes in and it's ready to go.
Right. So hopefully he brings some sweet new stuff for next week. So make sure you stay tuned into that. We do a new episode every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to check that out. Let your friends know to check it out. Let your sister and family and brothers know to check it out. Yeah, but I think that'll about do it, right?
Yeah, I think that'll
do it. That works for me.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody that watches this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Right?
Better.
Have a good one, guys.
Better.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Have a good one, guys.